Okay, we are in this together. You're going to come down onto your tummy, palm on top of palm. Let your head relax down. Take a load off. Let the shoulders release. Head heavy. Just really gently start to send the breath down towards the belly, up under the rib cage to the chest, to the shoulders. And on each exhalation, can you soften? So starting to actually feel each breath. And then right elbow is bent 90 degrees, spreading off to the right. Now if you've got a prop, a block or a book will do, you can place the block underneath the elbow and the bulkier part of the forearm, and then the hand relaxes. Head's turning, we're looking to left hand's on the floor under left shoulder. Now bend the left leg and just ever so gently roll over towards the right side. Now it's a little bit or a lot, but from here, not so much that you want to get your foot to the floor. It can even hover in space like mine is. But as you're rolling on over, can you give it a couple of deep breaths into your chest? Feel the right chest broaden, right lung stretching, shoulder beginning to open, but all very softly, very gently. When you're ready, unwind. Don't move too quickly, right? So when you're back on your belly, give it a moment. And then gently go for the switch. So left elbow is bent about 90 degrees to the left, shoulder level or just a tiny bit higher than shoulder level. You can prop up on the block or the book. And then you're looking to the right hand's on the floor under right shoulder. And as the right knee bends, very gently roll on over towards the left side. The right hand's there for support. You can always back off if you go a little too far in. Right foot hovers, or maybe a few of the toes find the floor. But can you soften here? So the idea isn't to like push or force space length into the chest. It's to see if we can create all this openness and then soften into that space. So keep working with your breath. Last one here. And then begin to unwind, rolling back over onto your tummy. Rest for a moment. And then slowly begin to press up into cat, so palms under shoulders. And then through cat, we want to give it a moment, bit of love for the hands, getting them ready to go. So you can actually sit back, extend the right arm out ahead at about shoulder level, palm facing away, and then just gently give each finger a little stretch backwards. Let's go through the fingers to the thumb, and then switch other side. And again, you don't want to force it, just a little wake-up call for the fingers and hands. And then give the hands a good shake and meet me in cat, all fours. So we can start normal, palms under the shoulders, knees under hips, fingertips point forward. Give it a little arch, tail and shin in, and broaden the space between the shoulder blades. When the spine comes to neutral, try spinning the hands so your fingertips will point out. And then you can be here, maybe rock the weight side to side, maybe arch the back and move the weight around the palms, roots of the fingers, heels of the hands, bases of the thumbs. And this can be plenty. Or if you'd like to go deeper still, spine to neutral, spin the hands so your middle and index fingers point straight back towards your knees. And you might just be here, this can be plenty. Or you can start to move the weight around, so leaning back, leaning forward. I like to circle side to side. You could try arching the back, it's a bit more intense, tail and shin in, and then go for a bit of movement from there. And notice your breath. So even as you're intensifying, a bit of sensation going on, can you keep the breath steady? One more gentle stretch. And then spine to neutral, undo the hands. And I'm going to turn to face you. This one's a little weird, so you can actually sit back on your heels. Make fists and then drill the knuckles together. So drill in and then lean forward and bring the tops of your hands to the floor about 6 inches forward away from the knees. And keeping the tops of your hands in contact with the floor, can you extend the arms towards straight? Now just going for that extension through the arms can be enough. You might be able to rock a bit of weight side to side. You might even be able to lean forward or lift the hips slightly, so as the weight comes forward, it'll intensify again. And then after a bit of movement, can you extend the arms a little bit more towards straight, squeeze the fists, and then just take the pressure off gently. And roll out the hands. I don't know how to describe this one, but you roll tops of the hands, forwards, backwards, backwards, forwards. So lubricate the wrists, and then give all the fingers a gentle pull back. One arm, other arm, stretch, and then a good shake. Okay, so we're shifting to come to sit. I'm going to grab a cushion, so just lift my hips a little bit to sit cross-legged. I think you can sit pretty much however you like, but you'll be here for a couple minutes, so get comfortable. And then grab your belt or your strap or your scarf. And we're going to go a little long on the stance. So I'm going to go wider than my knees. What is that? About 1.5 times the width of a mat, let's say. And then the arms are going to sweep up overhead and then down behind. Now you can do this with your breath. So you inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. And then keep rolling, keep going at your own pace. But just try to keep the plumb line of the spine, right? So we don't want to jut the head forward. We don't want to let the tummy kind of spill into a back bend. So maintaining the container of the center of the body, the length of the spine sitting tall, and then just slowly working some length and space around the shoulders. So you can always go a little narrower on the belt, or a little shorter on the stance. But I like to keep it really fluid and smooth, so I tend to stay a bit wider. And maybe just going narrower for that last breath or two. So see how that feels. Don't worry if you feel lopsided. We're all lopsided. Then meet with your arms up overhead. It's just one of those things. And then try going sideways. So you're going one arm up, one arm down behind you. And I like to play with what the bottom arm's doing, just micro movement, maybe a little pull, maybe a little wave side to side. And the top arm is just going straight as you can manage to the sky. When you're ready, switch sides. And again, watch that you're not sloping into a back bend. So the lower ribs soften in. Top arm reaching up, tension on the belt, bottom hand travels a little bit, maybe down, maybe a little ways to the side or other side, but stretch. And then arms go up. And one more inhale, and then exhale brings you down. So done with the belt, well done. Shift it to the side. And we're gonna start to get into the neck. So any kind of free movement, if you wanna roll or shake out your head and neck anytime, please feel free. But let's keep the breath smooth. So start with a tricep stretch, and this can be really soft. So left hand to the right elbow, and you just wrap the arm around. You can go a bit more intense if you extend the right arm straight, and then left elbow bends 90 degrees to support that. And the work from there can be maintaining the extension of the right arm, or just gently sinking that right shoulder blade down the back. So you can stay there or go for the wrap of eagle arms, so wrapping the forearms and squeezing the elbows together. So it can be palm to palm or fingers to palm, hold on tight. And then you can stay here, go for the squeeze, or you just gently tip the forearms on a diagonal to the right, just a little ways. And then if you like, drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. So we just want to keep the elbows at about shoulder height. Deep as you please, check in with your breath. And then head to center, arms to center, pause. Again, just give the elbows a gentle squeeze together, and then let the arms come down. And always take a moment and just kind of settle. And then when you're ready, try the other side. So you can start with that tricep stretch, wrap the left arm around and support. You can extend the left arm. Right elbow bends 90 degrees. You're going to prop it up and then maintain the extension of the left arm, but drop the left shoulder blade down the back. Stay here and breathe, or go for the wrap, eagle arms. So you wrap the forearms around, palm to palm or fingers to palm, and then squeeze the elbows together. If you're up for variation, the forearms just rock to a diagonal, a few degrees to the left, and then right ear to right shoulder. Face is soft and jaw is relaxed. Breathe right up underneath the shoulder blades. And we're going head to center, tip arms to center, pause, and slow release. So as arms, hands come down, roll out the shoulders. Just make sure the face is soft, eyes are soft, temples relax. And then wrap Yoga Mudra, so interlace the fingers behind you, and then see if you can wrap the hands around the right side of the waist. This is going to anchor the left shoulder, so pause here, and then as you're ready, Just gently tip head a few degrees over, right ear towards right shoulder. And then free movement, you could turn the head a few degrees down, stay on the diagonal, a few degrees up, and just explore. If you happen to hit like a sweet spot that really needs it, then pause there. Nice breath. Take it deep. And you get that little, it's like a sigh as the muscles lengthen out and accept some of that length and space. We'll switch sides, head to center. So undo, shake out hands if you need. Yoga Mudra grip behind you, interlace, and then wrap the hands around left side waist. Sitting tall, feel the right shoulder anchor. So I know you've got to hold on tight there, like the left hand's gently tugging the right hand forward and around the waist. And then it can be left ear towards left shoulder. A little bit of rotation. Keep the breath smooth. There's a lot of stuff that hangs out in the strand-like muscles down the sides of the neck. You might even feel some connective stuff come up into the jaw, the temple, or down into the top of the shoulder, upper arm. Last full breath. And then head to center, undo the hands. Give them a little shake if you need. Okay, now we're really going in. So getting into the neck. Drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Familiar. Now we're going to create a weight. So your right hand comes around to rest on the left side of the head. I make a V between the index middle finger, and that goes over the ear. That seems to work for me. And then the weight of the hand can be plenty, or you can bring the left fingertips to the floor on the left. Crawl the fingertips away from you. Keep the right hand heavy, and then the left arm can hover. It feels kind of like an airplane wing. Fingers together straight, and the arm just slowly lifts slightly, not even to shoulder level. It's tiny. And then kind of waves up and down, up and down, keeping the tension on the stretch along the side of the neck, and then just adding a bit of movement. And then left fingertips will float down, hand to thigh. And I'm going to suggest keep head to diagonal. When you're ready to release, bring the right fingertips to the right temples and just manually bring head back to center. And then pause, full breath. And we're going left ear towards left shoulder. Left hand comes around to the right side of the head. You can cover the ear, make that V. Heavy here, big stretch, so breathe into it. And if you'd like to go a little bit deeper, bring the right fingertips to the floor on your right. They can crawl away. You can go fingers together straight, make your airplane wing. And then just try to continue to lift your heart. So you're not going sideways with the torso, but the right arm just starts to travel. So it can lift a little bit, maybe a little bit more. Maybe wave, so going down, degree or two or three, going up. We're keeping the left hand heavy on the right side of the head. One more full breath. The right fingertips will come down, walking in, hand to thigh. And then don't rush, keep head on the diagonal, bring left fingertips to left temple, and then help your head to come back up to the center. Roll out through the shoulders. Any tension through the jaw, just fake a big yawn. And then interlacing the fingers, slide hands around to the back of the head, elbows close in. Now hands heavy here, chin into chest, feels good. You want to spread the stretch, you actually start to slouch or curl up. Just gently curling upper back. Hands stay heavy, maybe towards mid-back. So curl up. And I like to let the stretch go right down between the shoulder blades. And then roll it back up one vertebra at a time. Eventually head to center, hands come down. Take your time. And pause there. I want to come back to opening up the chest. So I'm going to use a mat, a rolled up mat. You could use a foam roller. I think that they're a little bit too big for this, but some people love it, so feel free to try. I find a yoga mat's just about right. So you roll it up, and then my butt's on the floor, but I'm going to lay back. Always have a pillow or a towel or even a block handy in case you're really tall or too tall and head needs more support. So So my butt's on the floor, my spine's along the mat, and then as I settle in there, I'll just let the arms stretch up, palms face in, pull the shoulder blades apart, and then let them gently drop down either side of that rolled up mat, and the arms will come down to your sides. Now the feet can step out width of the mat, the knees can knock in and rest against each other. I'd love for you to stay here for even a minute or 2 or 3 or 5, but let the breath flow up into the space you created through the tummy, through the chest. On the exhales, all the muscles in your back melt, shoulders heavy, and head heavy. Please take your time, relax, and namaste.